Now, finally, we are going to talk. We're going to leaderboards later, right?
Later.
Yeah. Finally, we're going to talk to the composer of one of the best games released last year, Celeste. This game and this soundtrack have won multiple awards in 2018 for their brilliance in composition and storytelling. And we are here, so excited, as you can tell, to talk to one of the wonderful composers that made it all happen. She's also coming out with her first solo album this month. Please give a warm welcome to Lena Raine.
Yeah.
Hello.
That's right, Lena hype in the chat. Somebody
Get that up there.
I'm getting it
Hi
up there.
there.
I'm getting it
I
up
don't know
there.
if my video is coming through.
Yes, your video is coming through. We see you. We can hear you.
Okay,
proud.
good.
Hey, we're good.
Shane,
Let's do
stop
this.
that. All right. So first question.
Obviously, we need to start with an introduction about yourself
Yes.
and how you got into music. I think that's an important backstory.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I've been doing music basically my whole life. I was in choirs when I was a kid. My dad was, or still is, a composer. He plays violin, and he was playing in bands and doing stuff for stage and theater. And so, yeah, it was kind of natural that I got into music, and I was just, playing around in his studio and all that sort of stuff. So I just started writing music and just kept on doing that, and then got into college for music. And whole number of things happened to eventually lead to writing music for games. I got an opportunity when I was working actually as a game designer at ArenaNet, who are the creators of Guild Wars 2, and there was an opportunity where I got to write music, and they just kept asking me to write more music for the game.
Very
Awesome.
cool.
So that's a great start to how you got into video games. So who were some of your musical inspirations and video game composers that you listened to a lot?
Sure. I pretty much grew up on RPG soundtracks, so like Final Fantasy series, Chrono Trigger, Chrono Cross, those sorts of things.
Yeah. Great
And that
soundtracks
was very much like sort of my start in being inspired by video games. And so composers like Yasunori Mitsuda, Yoko Shimomura, who did the Kingdom Hearts soundtrack, Kingdom Hearts 3 just came out, and I've been super digging on that soundtrack, and it's always super inspiring.
Awesome. I have a strange off-topic question for
Go for
you.
it.
But as a composer, what headset are you wearing?
These are Audio-Technicas.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. That's what
And I'm wearing them in that picture back there too.
Oh, look at that.
Yes, I have that headset. I love it. I thought so.
I'm not sponsored, I swear. I just really like them. They're good.
Me too.
Fair enough.
What are some of your personal favorite video game soundtracks?
Well, she gave you those.
She gave me
She
that.
gave us some Final Fantasy.
She did give us some
that's-
tabs.
Totally
Yeah,
fair.
no,
Totally fair. There may be more.
I think to name a couple more, I guess, like I love Chrono Cross. That's a really amazing soundtrack. Also by Yasunori Mitsuda. There's oh goodness, I could name a whole bunch. There's a really obscure one, a game called Drakengard,
There we
which
go.
was one of the first games that Nier Automata creator Yoko Taro worked on, and it's a bizarre soundtrack. Like it kind of takes orchestral recordings and like cuts them up and mashes them up, and you kind of like makes weird experimental electronic music out of it.
cool.
It's a bizarre soundtrack, and I love it.
Oh, very neat. I'm glad I asked that
Yeah,
question.
yeah.
That original question.
Yep. So we got some news that you made your own
So
interactive novel. Can you tell us what that was like?
Yeah, so it's an interactive novel that I wrote called Escape, and it's spelled
Nice.
ESC. And it was a project that I had kind of started like years and years ago, because it started as a writing project. Because I do writing on my own time.
Oh my
I love
goodness.
writing
Jack
as
of all
well.
trades.
Yeah, so talented.
And so I had this sort of short novel kind of manuscript that I'd written, and I wrote it kind of to be interactive, but I didn't know if I could actually do it. So I started learning Game Maker, which is a program like one of those engines like Unity that you can sort of make game projects in. And because I'd been working as a game designer for a long time, and so I knew how to script, but I wasn't very confident that I could code. So I just started teaching myself and sort of, learned more about coding and putting together sort of the framework that I could do this interactive novel in.
That's awesome. Is there somewhere that people can check that
Yeah.
out?
Yeah, so it's on itch.io,
Okay.
which is a really cool place for finding indie games. And if you just search for Escape, ESC, on itch.io, you should be able to find. There's the police.
Yeah.
I was, for some
Hopefully
reason,
not
I'm like,
coming your
yeah,
way, but
they're somewhere around here.
Oh no. Yeah, I live downtown, so there's lots
It's
of
good.
street noise.
So Shane just dropped that link
but-
in chat too as well. So if you guys want looking for
Awesome.
that, that's cool though. An interactive novel.
Yeah,
That's
I'm really
awesome.
excited. Now I want to check it out.
Yeah, so it's got some really cool background art and design by an artist friend of mine called Data Erase. She does like cool pixel glitch art kind of stuff. And I did the whole soundtrack, wrote it, and so yeah, it's not super interactive, but it's definitely like a multimedia experience.
Very cool.
That's awesome.
I love that.
So I got a question for me. How did you get involved with Celeste, and did you think the game was
Yeah.
going to be as successful as it is with all the other DLC and everything that's coming out too as well? So like,
Sure. I had no idea it was going to be as successful as it was. It was very much like, hey, here's a cool project that I'm working on, and was really, really fun to work on. I was working full time as a game designer for a while, and I was working on music for Guild Wars 2. And at some point, I was like, I kind of need to branch out and do my own thing. And so I started releasing electronic music, sort of a solo thing, under the name Raine. And the creators of Celeste, a friend of mine, sort of gave them a link to my music, and they've checked it out and thought it was really cool, and were able to reach out to me on Twitter actually, and said, "Hey, would you like to do the music for this game?" And so yeah, I got involved in the project, and it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool to just be involved in that, and absolutely no idea it was going to get as huge as it was.
and I will say the music for this game is gorgeous.
It's one of the things that make the game.
Yes,
what
it is beautiful. So congratulations
Yes,
to you for
thank
creating
you.
such awesome music for the game, because it really, like, again, it really helps bring the game together too,
Yeah.
because like it's very well put to, okay, like it hits story beats too as well. So again, congratulations. I know our director Will too is like, he's got a Celeste hoodie on too right now, because
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
his
That's
soundtrack
his.
too. This is his
Yeah.
soundtrack
So-
right now too. So
Huge fan.
yes. Oh, so he's gonna make a quick appearance.
He doesn't just have those sweatshirts. I've seen him in a T-shirt.
Yes.
He's got like
He's-
every
yeah,
merch
so yes.
thing there
Aw.
is. So,
So that's awesome.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and we've got DLC coming. We haven't really said too much about it. Matt's been kind of tweeting some gifs of the DLC. So
I'm not-
there's going to be new music for it.
Ooh, yes. But I can't. I'm looking forward to it, but at the same time, I'm not looking forward to it, because he tweeted a GIF of one of the motions that you have to do in the gameplay.
and you're like, oh, it's so hard.
It looks ridiculous. I was like, oh my god, like it was hard enough to get through the main storyline. I'm not even done through the B sides or the C sides, and there's even D sides too. And I'm not ready for that. Okay.
It's going to be pretty tricky, but luckily there is assist mode there just in case.
Yeah. See, she's talking my language. That was for me. What's the next? Oh.
Yeah. I can't think of anything else.
That's-
New
so-
album.
so-
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's talk about that.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about that yet. Yes.
No.
Your new album. When's
Yeah.
that coming out? What can we expect there?
So One Knowing is basically what I'm calling my debut solo album. I've released music, that was not a part of a game before, but it's kind of like more of like electronic stuff that I put under the name Raine. So this is sort of like my debut album as just me, Lena Raine, and it's 10 songs that are sort of their own kind of concept. It's a bit of a concept album that kind of grows over the course of the tracks. And I used sort of a very small ensemble of instruments. So like Rhodes piano, zither, just sort of like a plucked string instrument, violin, viola. I had my friend Michaela do some amazing string playing for it. And then I also did vocals through sort of software called Vocaloid, which which is it's kind of a vocal sample library in a way where you can kind of tweak all the settings to make it sound all like a specific voice or like a voice that no one's heard before. And so I tried to sort of model it after my own voice and did sort of vocals based or vocals for the songs like that.
That's
Very
awesome.
Cool.
We have a question in chat. What was your favorite track, if you had to choose one, from Celeste to produce?
From Celeste, oh goodness. I think Scattered and Lost is one of my favorites just because it's a whole lot of fun.
Will just lost his
hear- I
mind.
hear
No, no, no,
approval.
losing
I
it,
hear
yeah.
approval. Yeah.
Aw.
It was definitely like one of the more complex pieces that I wrote for the game, and it was a lot of fun to kind of just write this track that kind of goes from very simple stuff to just huge bombastic drums and synths and stuff, and it was a lot of fun to do. I'm really happy with it.
Awesome.
Okay. Real quick, one last thing. What is a piece of advice you can give to aspiring composers and musicians out there?
Bat it. Like, just keep writing music.
Never
Keep
give up,
putting
right?
stuff out there. Never, just like the fisherman guy.
Or Rickroll,
That's
right?
one of my
Just-
favorite videos. It's really good. But anyways, yeah, just like keep writing music. Just keep putting stuff out there because if you release music, if you put it up on Bandcamp, you can, even if you're not selling a whole lot, you're still making money off of it. People are seeing your music, they're passing it around. The more music you have out there, the more access people are going to have and be able to like look at you as a composer and be like, I want to hire them. And so really just having as much visibility for yourself out there as possible, and just be a nice, good person, and
put
those
yourself
gigs
out
will
there,
come.
right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank
it.
you for joining
Yeah.
us.
Where can
the
we
people?
find
Where
you?
can the people find you?
Sure. I'm on Twitter at Kuraine, Kuraine. Also on Instagram, same and my website for portfolio stuff is lena.fyi.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Well, again, thank you for joining
Yeah,
us. I
thank you
know
so much.
we're so awesome to have you on. And again, the music is fantastic in Celeste. I can't wait to hear stuff from the album. But thank
Yeah.
you again.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you so much.
you.